You've always been described as easygoing, low maintenance, chill, the one who never really asks for much. And for a long time, you took that as a compliment. But what if it wasn't? What if the version of you that's so easy to be around was never actually you at all? By the end of this video, you'll understand why this pattern runs much deeper than personality and what it quietly cost you to maintain it. Most people immediately push back when they hear this. I'm just flexible. I genuinely hate conflict. I care about other people. What's wrong with that? Nothing is wrong with caring, but there's a difference between choosing peace and feeling like peace is the only way you'll still be accepted. And that difference changes everything. Here's what's actually happening. When someone grows up in an environment where their needs felt like too much, where emotions created tension, where love or approval felt connected to being agreeable, they learn something very early. The safest version of me is the smallest version of me. And that lesson doesn't disappear in adulthood. It just becomes harder to notice. It starts disguising itself as patience, as flexibility, as being easygoing. But underneath all of it, something else is running quietly, a fear that if you become difficult, if you ask for too much, if you stop adjusting yourself to everyone else, people might leave. Pause. Think about the last time someone asked what you wanted, what you actually wanted. Did you answer honestly? Or did you check what they wanted first and adjust your answer around that? Most people who learn to become emotionally small do this automatically. They've spent years reading the room, monitoring reactions, adjusting tone, becoming whatever version of themselves keeps things smooth. And after enough time, they stop hearing their own preferences entirely. Not because they don't exist, because they stopped listening for them years ago. Here's the hardest part to recognize. You didn't become easygoing because you're naturally adaptable. You became easygoing because conflict once felt dangerous. Not uncomfortable, dangerous. At some point, having needs risked something. Connection, approval, safety. So you made a trade. You traded honesty for harmony. You traded your voice for stability. And eventually, you forgot the trade ever happened. This is what makes people-pleasing so difficult to recognize. From the inside, it doesn't feel like fear. It feels like kindness, like being supportive, easy to love, easy to keep around. But the exhaustion always tells the truth, because here's what maintaining that version of yourself actually costs. Every time you say yes, when you mean no, every time you swallow something that genuinely bothered you, every time you shrink yourself to protect the comfort of the room, something leaves with it, not because another person took it from you, because you gave it away. And that's the painful part. The abandonment you've been most afraid of may already be happening, just not from other people, from yourself. You leave yourself a little every time. You become easier to handle than honest. Every time you disappear into what someone else needs. Every time you perform okayness, when something inside you is clearly not okay. And after enough time, it stops feeling like a pattern. It starts feeling like your personality. And that's the dangerous part. When survival patterns last long enough, they stop looking like survival. They start looking like identity. But it isn't your identity. It's an adaptation, a version of you that learned how to survive certain rooms. Something leaves with it, not because another person took it from you, because you gave it away. And that's the painful part. The abandonment you've been most afraid of may already be happening, just not from other people, from yourself. You leave yourself a little every time. You become easier to handle than honest. Every time you disappear into what someone else needs. Every time you perform okayness, when something inside you is clearly not okay. And after enough time, it stops feeling like a pattern. It starts feeling like your personality. And that's the dangerous part. When survival patterns last long enough, they stop looking like survival. They start looking like identity. But it isn't your identity, it's an adaptation. A version of you that learned how to survive certain rooms. The person underneath that performance. The one with real preferences, real limits, real feelings that rarely get spoken aloud. That person never disappeared. They're still there. Not angry, not broken, just unheard for a very long time. Behind every automatic yes, behind every swallowed feeling, behind every "I'm fine" when you weren't. So what does changing this actually look like? It doesn't mean becoming cold or difficult or fighting every battle. It starts much smaller than that. It starts by noticing the moment before the adjustment, that split second, where you feel something honestly and immediately check whether it's acceptable to feel it. Just notice that moment. Don't judge it yet. Don't force yourself to change immediately. Just see it clearly. Because the moment you can see the pattern, you finally have a choice. And choice is something the survival version of you never really had. You were never too much. You were just surrounded by spaces that didn't know what to do with the full version of you. And you were never meant to earn connection by disappearing inside of it.